want to call the April 17, 2018 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting to order, please. If I can find my reading glasses. Oh, I don't need yours, Sheriff. If you would, bow your head. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the gifts we receive from you. And we ask that you watch over the men and women who serve in our armed forces, as well as all of our emergency responders. I ask for wisdom and understanding for this court. Grant us humility in our everyday life and give us courage to make right decisions for our Daviess County community. We ask all these things in your name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Once again, I want to welcome all of you to our April 17, 2018 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting. And we have a couple of things to start with.
Judge,
Benny, are you ready?
Yes. We'll start out with a public hearing. Item 1, consideration for discussion, A, closeout documents for the 17-18 Community Development Block Grant Funds for Owensboro Regional Recovery.
Is that Skylar?
Jennifer.
Jennifer or Skylar? You're not going to do it? Jennifer, your name's not on my list, so go sit down, Skylar. No, that's okay. That's okay. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Okay, thanks, Judge. Okay, so the purpose of this public hearing today is to advise the citizens on the progress that was made during the administration of CDBG funds for the pending closeout of the ORR project. ORR is a men's drug and alcohol rehab center.
Would you tell everyone what ORR stands for?
Sorry, Owensboro Regional Recovery.
Okay, thank you.
And it's located here in Owensboro. The center averages 100 tenants on a daily basis. Since February 2010, when it was built, it has served 2,028 men through its counseling program. The current fiscal year, $200,000 of CDBG funds were allotted to the project for operational purposes. The funds that are utilized to pay for the men's housing include Section 8 vouchers and funds from the Department of Corrections. Any comments on any of the public in attendance?
Yep, we will allow anyone from the public to come forward if you have a comment or a question regarding the Owensboro Regional Recovery Center. Sarah, you want to comment?
Comment now or later?
Oh, probably later. We may forget you and won't have to listen.
And then any comments from Fiscal?
No. Any commissioners? Any questions or comments? We all know. Brief description, these are folks who have substance abuse issues, and I think 50 beds are reserved for outside of our community.
About 60.
Yeah, come on up. Allocation of beds, how is that?
So the beds aren't really determined by where people come from,
Okay.
but about 60% of our clients come from Daviess County and our surrounding counties in this part of the state.
Okay.
The other 40% come from the other parts of Kentucky.
This is a men's facility.
Yes, sir.
The sister, and no pun intended, the women's facility is in Henderson.
In Henderson, it's called Women's Addiction Recovery Manor, or WARM.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other question or comment? That portion of the public hearing is done, so would you move on?
B, submission of an 18-19 CDBG grant application for ORR.
Yes, so I apologize ahead of time. There's a little bit of reading that's involved in just information to know. The purpose of this public hearing is to provide information to the public concerning the proposed application of $200,000 of CDBG funds to be submitted to the Department for Local Government and to obtain views on housing and community development needs here in Daviess County. The public hearing also serves to inform low and moderate income persons that there's technical assistance through the Greenwood Area Development District in developing these grant proposals for CDBG funds. The state's 2018 allocation of the CDBG funds is estimated at $23 excuse me, $23 million. $3.1 million of that is estimated to be allocated to the Recovery Kentucky programs. The application for which the fiscal court is applying is through that line item there. The other program areas that are included for CDBG include public facilities, economic development, housing, community projects, and emergency relief. These CDBG funds will again this year be utilized for operational purposes. Since these project funds are being sought through the Housing and Urban Development Administration, it must be advised that the Uniform Anti-Displacement Act does not pertain to this project, as no residents are being displaced due to the activities of this project. However, a copy of that act can be located at GRAD here at the Fiscal Court or from the Department for Local Governments. Currently, Daviess County does have one CDBG project open, the Friendly Park Village project, which has $1 million in CDBG funds. This project was created to provide a continuation of sewer services to the homeowners in that area. The anticipated project completion date for this project is winter of 2019. And that's all I have for that one. Do we have any comments?
Question? Comment? Anyone from the public? Any questions or comments? Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
Then we're going to close the public portion and the hearing on
Unless
those.
Sarah had any final
And
comments.
Sarah, I was going to invite her up.
Sorry,
You had to
sorry,
remind
Judge,
me. I
sorry,
hadn't
Judge.
forgot her. How can you forget Sarah? Yeah. Is it 200,000? Is that the amount?
For this year, yes, 200,000.
Okay. Wasn't it a little larger when we first started?
It was. It hit, I do believe it was 250.
And they started reducing.
It has slowly reduced. Last year was 200,000 as well, though.
How, Sarah, you run the place with an iron fist, I might add. How are you guys overcoming the $50,000 shortfall?
So we're doing things to fundraise. We have several fundraisers throughout the year. We're getting ready to have a golf scramble, which will be June the 1st at Ben Hawes. So if anybody wants to register a team or help sponsor the golf scramble, just give me a call or email me. That would be wonderful. Also, we have a catering service that we provide. Our clients it helps them with learning kitchen skills, and it also helps us to fund our center and be able to do the things that we do, which include not just substance abuse programming, but we also teach our clients life skills, things like how to manage their money, how to look for a job, and what it is to be a good employee, things like that. And then we also provide transitional housing if needed, and can refer to other housing opportunities, both transitional, temporary, and permanent housing. We have a lot of clients who work on their GED while they're with us. So we're doing more than just providing drug and alcohol services. And we really help the whole family. It's not just the men that come into our program that benefit from the services we provide. And we're returning people back to their families where that person can work a job, can be involved in the lives of their children, and can participate in what, a fulfilling life. And that's what we're there to do. And we also have an event coming up on September the 8th, which is our annual recovery celebration and alumni day. It's where we get to have our clients come back for a reunion, and also it is open to the public. Children are invited, and we have fun things to do like the bounce house and the pony rides, and everything is free that day, free food and free t-shirts, and nobody has to worry about paying anything to come and have fun for the day. So we invite all of you to come out and join us if you're able also.
I'll be there.
Yes, I do have one question. Yeah. What is a normal time frame from when a person moves in till the person moves out?
So in order to complete the program, they cannot do it any shorter than 6 months. So that is the minimum amount of time that they have to stay with us to complete the program, is 6 months. But oftentimes we find that our men are not really ready to move on after 6 months. They still have some things they need to work on, so they can go into our transitional phase. We call it phase 2. But that's where they can stay with us, but they can go out and get a job, or they can volunteer to be a peer mentor in our program and mentor other clients as they're coming through. And so we usually say around about 9 months maybe is when folks tend to move out. We've had people stay much longer. I think the longest we've ever had somebody stay is right at 2 years.
Sarah, I would tell the folks that are here today and the ones watching on TV that if there is any doubt about the value of the service that you provide to the residents, and particularly to the residents' families, come out in September to the homecoming, and you will literally see joy in the faces of not just the folks who are there, but of their families, their wives, their kids, their moms, their dads. I continue to say I had a brother who had a substance abuse problem, and he received treatment, and I think no one will argue the fact that we need to have enforcement, but treatment is a part of that three-legged stool.
Yes.
And if we can return those folks to a good place in society where they're proud to be a citizen and they are able to provide a good living for their family, then we've done a great job. So thank you and the folks that work there with you. So,
Thank you, Judge.
anything else before we close the public hearing?
I'll just say, Sarah, I appreciate what you do there.
Thank you.
And the judge and I have attended the September event on a couple of occasions, and it is inspiring to witness what's going on there.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, the public portion is closed. Now we're going to go into our regular meeting. You guys still have to stay, though, don't you? Because we got to pass those. Don't we have to pass some resolutions? Yeah, so you get to have fun the rest of the meeting.
Item 1, consideration for presentation, A, Proclamation, National Small Business Week, April 29 through May 5, 2018.
Before I read the proclamation, let me just make a comment on the side regarding our General Assembly. Obviously, they believe what I'm about to say about small businesses because they took it upon themselves to pass a tax on the backs or balance their budget on the backs of small businesses. I hope somebody from the General Assembly watches this. Whereas America's progress has been driven by pioneers who think big, take risk, and work hard, and whereas from the storefront shops that anchor Main Street to the high-tech startups that keep America on the cutting edge, small businesses are the backbone of our community and the cornerstones of our nation's promise. And whereas when we support small businesses, jobs are created and local communities preserve their unique culture. Whereas because this country's 30 million small businesses create nearly 2 out of 3 jobs in our economy, we cannot resolve ourselves to create jobs that spur economic growth in America without discussing ways to support our entrepreneurs. And whereas the President of the United States has proclaimed National Small Business Week every year since 1963 to highlight the programs and services available to entrepreneurs through the U.S. Small Business Administration and other government agencies. And whereas Daviess County supports and joins in this national effort to help America's small businesses do what they do best, grow their business, create jobs, and ensure that our communities remain as vibrant tomorrow as they are today. Now, therefore, I, Daviess County Judge Executive Al Mattingly, do hereby proclaim April 29th through May 5th, 2018 as National Small Business Week. And Tricia Hudson is here, right? Who? Lois Decker is here. You keep messing things up. Lois is here to accept this. Commissioners, let's go down front. We will present it, get the picture. I don't know who's going to take the picture. Somebody needs. David, our picture taker is not here. Do we have him?
Yeah, we do.
All right, take it. Oh. Somebody will take it.
I know one of you are whom you say you are. You're welcome to say so.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. My name is Lois Decker, and I am the Murray State Small Business Development person. I handle it for Owensboro and the surrounding counties. I just have brief remarks. I would like to thank each and every one of you. First of all, I know that most of you have been or are current businessmen, and you know the problems that small businesses face. And I think that's reflected in your decisions that you make here for Daviess County. And also, thank you for recognizing Small Business Week and a tremendous impact for jobs created and wealth created, not only nationally but in Daviess County. So, thank you.
Thank you. You're right. All of us up here are small business people, and we understand the travails that folks in business go through, particularly when it comes to governmental agencies, and this last week, particularly the General Assembly. KYTC folks accepted until we get money from you. So, any question or comment? Okay, thank you guys for being here. You got what you came for. You don't have to stay.
B, Daviess County Sheriff Keith Cain to introduce new sheriff's deputies and dedicate the Daviess County Sheriff's 2017 annual report in honor of Boots Norris.
Jenny, he told me that you said he could have 25 minutes.
I did not. I specifically did not.
You heard the boss, Sheriff.
I did not tell him.
I'm well aware.
You didn't agree to anything, did you?
Judge, thank you, members of the Fiscal Court and all those in attendance. I appreciate very much the opportunity to introduce to you three of our most recent hires. As this court well knows, I don't have a tremendous turnover within my agency, so I don't hire all that often. But last year was an anomaly in that we had a number of individuals that reached retirement and elected to do so. So we do have three new individuals that replace them. And it's those individuals that I want to introduce you to. We were very fortunate that we located three individuals that had applied to us that are lateral transfers from other law enforcement agencies. Especially important to my organization as well as the community, that we don't have to send them to the 16-week school. They're already trained and pretty much ready to hit the road just as soon as they get here. So it's a saving of time, resources, and ultimately money. First, I'd like to introduce you to Deputy Jared Kessinger. Jared, would you stand up as I speak, please? Deputy Jared Kessinger joined our office in June of last year. He is a native of our community. He graduated from Daviess County High School in 2005. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from Eastern Kentucky University. He previously served with the Henderson Police Department from 2008 to 2013, and subsequent to that with the Kentucky State Park Rangers from 2013 to 2017. He is married to Shannon. They have two beautiful children, Harley and Ethan. He's currently serving on our second shift in the afternoon. Deputy Kessinger.
Deputy, Sheriff, just say, Deputy, take a look at this mug. If he goes speeding down the road, just wave him on. Go ahead, Sheriff.
Jake, you want to stand up, please? You'll always know Jake because I never see him that he's not smiling. Yeah. Deputy Jake Klotzbach joined the Sheriff's Office in the fall of last year in October. He is a native of Lebanon, Tennessee. He graduated from Wilson Central High School in 2009. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree from Western Kentucky University. He previously served with the Henderson Police Department from 2014 to 2017. He is married to Brittany, and they have a daughter, Naylee, and he is currently serving on our third shift. Deputy Jake.
Deputy, I guarantee you'll never see anyone up here because we're all too old and in bed by then.
And finally, last but certainly not least, Deputy Kelsey Skaggs. Kelsey, you may have to stand up on the... Deputy Kelsey Skaggs joined our office in January of this year. She's our most recent hire. She too is a native of Daviess County. She graduated from Daviess County High School in 2009. She holds an Associate's in Science from the Owensboro Community and Technical College, and she's currently attending WKUO to obtain her bachelor's degree in psychology. She previously worked for the Owensboro Police Department from 2014 to 2018. Currently serving on the night shift in our patrol division.
Okay. Kelsey, welcome. You've decided to come over from the dark side, right? Okay. Who's the old dude you brought with you?
Well, we're getting to that.
Okay.
First with the new, and now we'll talk about the old.
Yeah.
As you're aware, we always prepare an annual report for the fiscal court and for anybody else that's interested in it. This year we decided to do something a little different and dedicate that to an individual. The first time that we've ever dedicated it to a particular individual, but as I read this, I think you'll all begin to understand why we thought that he was very worthy. Charles Boots Norris, who is a stranger to literally nobody in this room today, and very few people in this county, served Daviess County for over 40 years in a wide variety of positions in law enforcement. Way back in 1958, he was hired by then Sheriff William Pence to be a radio operator. Short time later, Boots was sworn in as a deputy constable, and he served concurrently in both of those positions. And then in 1960, he became a deputy sheriff with the Daviess County Sheriff's Office. For a short period, in 1961, he served as a deputy jailer at the Daviess County Jail under Jim Daviess. And in 1962, when Jim Daviess was elected sheriff of Daviess County, Boots followed him back to the sheriff's office. While at the sheriff's office, Boots filled a myriad of positions, including patrol deputy, sheriff's department ambulance driver back then, right? Court bailiff, chief deputy, and in 1973, he was elected to the sheriff of Daviess County. And when he was sworn in 1974 as the sheriff, Boots made one of the most monumental decisions of his career. When he decided to take a chance on a lanky boy from western Daviess County, fresh out of the Marine Corps, he gave me my start. In fact, Boots, it was 2 days ago on April the 15th, 44 years ago, that I began my career with the Sheriff's Office, all because Boots Norris decided he saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. As Sheriff of Daviess County, he started the first criminal investigation division, and I was very, very fortunate to be one of his first investigators. From 1977 to 1978, for an 18-month period, Boots held both offices of Daviess County Sheriff and Daviess County Jailer after being appointed jailer by the county judge, who at that time I believe would have been probably Pat Tanner. After finishing his term as Daviess County Sheriff, he continued his service after being elected jailer of Daviess County. Boots served as the Daviess County Jailer from 1978 to 1982. But that wasn't enough. After retiring as the Daviess County Jailer, he was then hired on by then Commonwealth Attorney Tom Cashlin to be a Commonwealth Detective with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. Boots retired from that position in 1998. To say Boots has had a profound impact on our office is an understatement. But he's not only had a tremendous impact on the professionalism of our office, but on this community. I've always believed that the true measure of an individual's success, folks, is not measured in wealth, comfort. It's measured in the people that you touch, lives that you change. And based on that, Boots, you've got to be one of the richest men that I know. It's my honor, it is our collective honor, our department, to publicly acknowledge your commitment in the service to others by dedicating this year's annual report to you. The last words that I'll say are perhaps the most important. We love you, Boots, with all our hearts.
Here's the deal. We're going to come down and get our picture taken, but I just want to tell you a story about Boots. First time I ever met him, I was down on the river at one of the ferries with some boys, and we were probably doing things that boys normally do. I turned around and I didn't know him, but he knew me. And finally, I'd see him almost every week, and I'd say, "Boots, why are you on my butt all the time?" He says, "I'm not. Your daddy told me to keep you out of trouble."
Thank you, Keith. 84 years old now, and I'm kind of hard of hearing. I couldn't hear all the last y'all were saying. Y'all get 84, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, Keith, you know how much I appreciate this. Appreciate you coming forward, letting me walk back in there. I've been out looking more than anybody here. I remember when I was a young deputy, I was outside and needed some exercise. I'd run up those steps and run to the hall down and make sure 4 circles like that to keep myself in shape. Pat Tanner said somebody was running up down the hallways. I said, "Well, it was me. What do you want to do about it?" But you know, I look at the sheriff's office today, and I'd say you probably got the top sheriff's office in the state of Kentucky. I'm so proud of you, Cain. You just got through the your duty and Vietnam, walked in my office on the job. I've never been sorry at it. And while I'm up here, Keith, I want to thank this Fiscal Court. I mean, you've got a great one. You don't have to beg. I got down my knees a few times. But you guys have seen a lot of changes since you've been out there. But the changes in the sheriff's office just are unbelievable. It's just great that y'all support law enforcement the way you do. And I want to thank all of you for that. And Al, I remember you working on my furnace. I'll never forget that either.
I went down on Christmas Eve. I went down there to the boiler and quit at the jail, and they took me back, unlocked the bullpen. I walked in. I heard the door lock. I took a few steps, turned around, and there was nobody in there with me. They figured that those boys wanted some heat that day, and they would leave me alone, and they did. They were pretty cool. So we've had a long history. So Boots, thank you for all the service that you've given to the citizens of Daviess County in all those capacities that the sheriff talked about.
I don't know how I've done, but I tried.
There you go. Commissioners, let's go down and get a picture taken with Boots and then with the new deputies. Yeah, oh yeah, we'll get the sheriff in there too. You didn't have any trouble hearing when dinner was ready, did you? Everybody, scrunch up.
Good job.
Yeah. There's a story behind that. Boots, don't be a stranger. Come back and see us. Okay? See ya.
God bless you.
Oh, Lord, Jenny, hurry up. We're losing it fast.
Ready?
Give them just a second.
What's next?
Okay.
C, rural secondary program project recommendations.
You could pick anybody sitting up here except Jason.
Judge Mattingly, it's always a pleasure.
Jason, it is nice to have you back. I do want to let you know that one chip and seal down along the river floated. Never mind. That's an inside joke.
Actually, I went and looked at it. It's pretty good.
All right. Go ahead, Jason. Let's hear what you got to say.
All right, Judge Mattingly, members of Fiscal Court, thank you for the privilege to address the court today. We're at the Rural Secondary Program. I'd like to begin by introducing some friends I brought with me.
Please.
So with me I got Scott Phelps. Scott is our maintenance supervisor for this area. And besides Scott is Matt West. Matt is our section engineer supervisor for this area, and Matt also filled in for me while I was on the extended leave last year.
Tell us where you were. People would be interested in that.
I was in Africa, East Africa.
In doing
Stuff that I can't talk about in public.
some humanitarian work, that kind of stuff.
That was a small portion. That's the
Okay.
part I can't talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did do a medical clinic
Okay.
there in the country of Djibouti, but everything I did in Somalia is classified.
Well, the things I was talking about, Boots knowing about me, I can't talk about in public either. So.
Well, that's probably because
Go
it'd be
ahead.
intimidating and you don't want to commit yourself. But it's
Okay.
good. So Matt was he helped me out last year, and then so I'm thankful that Matt let me have my job back when I came back home. So thanks for letting me have my job back. And then finally with us tonight is we have a change in leadership in our highway district, and so on April the 1st, Transportation Secretary Greg Thomas appointed Denitra Henderson as our chief district engineer. Denitra she's a graduate from Western Kentucky. She has a professional engineer's license, and she comes to us from the Bowling Green district where she served as the planning branch supervisor. So, Denitra.
Welcome, Denitra. It's nice to have a friendly face again walking around from here in District 2. So, are you here to talk to us about rural secretary?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, so does everybody have a handout?
We do.
All right, very well. So, as you know, we come here every year to give you our recommendations for the rural secondary program, and that's what we're here to do this year. So so as you can tell, that we always know about the formula that you don't like to talk about, so we'll skip that part, okay?
The fifth formula, that's exactly what I wanted you to explain to somebody, how those funds are allocated.
All right, I can do that for you. So it's based on an equal fifths. So the formula was determined by the legislature, so it's a Kentucky law. 1/5 is equally distributed along all 120 counties. Another fifth is based on the population in the county. Another fifth is based on the square miles of the county, and then 2/5 is based on the mile of rural secondary roadways in the county. And then there's the secret formula, which is how well the county judge likes engineers.
That's why we never get that extra one, do we?
Sorry for that.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, so moving forward on the next page of your packet, you'll see the work that we did last year with our
Could you just hold on a second?
Yes, sir.
The FIS formula, there is some move about by the Kentucky League of Cities to change the FIS formula. And I think one of the proposals was when our gasoline tax revenues reach a certain level, that anything above that level is not divided by FIS, but is divided. I think the state, does the state take 53% of the money and the rest is divided up, or is it 51%? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but there is some, after that, it's a 50-50 split. Now, if we could just get the state legislators to do what they need to do, which is to increase gasoline tax, so that you would have enough money to do the job that you need to do in maintenance, and that we would have enough money to do the job that we need to do in maintenance, particularly with all these bad winters that we've been having. I don't know how we get that done, but as you can tell, I'm disappointed in the General Assembly again this year.
Well, the other part to go along with it is that the extra gas tax would allow us to be able to obtain the maximum federal dollars that we can receive, and because it's based on a percentage.
It's matching fund, yeah.
Yes, sir. And so right now we are actually leaving federal funds on the table because we don't have enough revenue to take all those funds.
Could a county, if I had extra funds, could we give you some extra money and then get that matched by the Fed?
I'm sure that anything's possible.
Okay. Well, now that you've said that, I want you to come back with me and give me a way to do it. Okay.
I'll ask Anitra to help me.
Okay. He's setting you up. You know that. All right. Go
He
ahead.
has more connections than I do.
I have one question while we're on that. Is that the money, you talking about on the gas tax, there's one way we wanted them to raise the tax was just to raise it. The second way was to allow the ceiling to go up as quickly as it came down so that it would go back to the regular level. Which one of those are you talking about that we're leaving money because of the Fed?
It doesn't matter which method you use. The way the federal funding works is all right, say it's a 20-80 match. So say we're doing a federal highway, they pay 80% of the cost, we pay 20% of the cost as an example. But if we don't have that 20% to match their 80%, then we can't get any of that money because it's the way the program works.
The proposal, Commissioner, was to add 10 cents to whatever the base is. I think 27 cents now, the best I remember. And the proposal was to add 10 cents for every penny. It's about $30 million. So that's $300 million additional. Let's just call half would go to the state, half would go back to the communities, and that would give the state more money to do that match. And so far, you know, comprehensive tax reform is just
It's beyond my level, sir.
yeah, I know. All right, let's go. You're taking too much time.
I apologize.
Okay.
All right, so you see the roads that we did last year, and I won't waste your time by reading down the list. We'll go to the next page.
Okay.
This year for FY19, which begins July the 1st, for projects in Daviess County, we have a little bit over $1 million that we can spend on projects.
How's that compare to last year? Say again. Should have raised the gas tax. Okay.
So for the KYTC allocated funds, that would be $737,000, which is 80%.
And you determine 80% because our roads are at some level
Yes, sir.
of repair.
Yes,
There's
sir.
so we get 20%, you get 80 or spend 80. There are some counties that are only getting 10 or 15. Some counties who are at the top of the list, I think, get 25%. If I'm
25 is where it
not
maxes
so,
out at.
So we're in pretty good shape in Daviess County.
Yes, sir. In our district, we have 0 counties that max out 25%.
Okay.
We only have about 3 counties that are at the 20% like
20%
Daviess
level.
County. So what it is based on, they do a maintenance rating program.
Right.
And they go out and they randomly pick locations on the rural secondary roads, and they rate the condition of the roadways. And it's only state routes that are rated. It's not county routes.
Right.
So the better condition our state rural secondary roads are in, the more money you all get.
Right.
So
Okay.
because we're doing such a good job, you getting 20% instead of 10 or 15.
Right. It's because we're choosing the roads that you need, and we're okay in the roads that you need to do. That's why we're in
Absolutely.
such good shape.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So and then you get this year you'll get about $300,000 for the flux funds.
Where? Okay. You're going to go over the roads that you've chosen.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the first one is Kentucky 405, and it goes from Kentucky 662 to Kentucky 2830, approximately 1.6 miles in length, and its estimated cost $115,000.
County engineer, there's a lady that lives there on 405. Be happy to see this, right? Miss Fulwider, she will be. Okay.
And of course, the county engineer he accepted that road as a good recommendation for the court.
He takes all the accolades and blames you guys for everything.
Absolutely, every time. And then the next one is Kentucky 258. It's from the Daviess-McLean County line and extends to Kentucky 56. That's a distance of approximately 5.5 miles. And the estimated cost is $395,000 just for the asphalt resurfacing, and that includes base failure repairs and some guardrail repairs in that area.
Right. I'm familiar with that road.
Yes, sir. And the next one is a bridge deck overlay, which happens to fall within the paving area of 258 that I just mentioned. So this bridge would also get a new riding surface on this bridge, a concrete latex overlay. And it's estimated about $100,000 to do put a new deck on this, or a new riding surface on this deck.
On 258, in a lot of places it needs some shoulders. Are y'all gonna do any shoulder, or just gonna go through with asphalt? Okay.
Will you coordinate that with our engineer? Okay.
And so when we pave a road, we have to make sure there's no pavement drop-offs at the edge of the pavement. So everything, basically we use a shoulder to tie down flush with the ground on the edge of the asphalt pavement.
Excellent.
And then the next one is another bridge deck overlay on Kentucky 279. And it's about 3/4 of a mile south of the Panther Creek Park Road. And it would also get a new latex concrete overlay at a cost of approximately $125,000.
The commissioners, any question or comment? Let me just take us there. Any question or comment while we're on those? Jason, somewhere on here, I don't see it. Usually you bring us a fifth road where you might recommend to us, and we had decided this year we were going to give the money back to you guys for an extra road.
That's perfect, because I got Kentucky 764 on here.
Okay.
It's a large culvert that we would like to replace with some kind of structure.
Okay.
It's at the 2.26 mile marker. That current structure is reduced to a 10-ton weight limit, and the approximate cost is $275,000.
Okay, and you know I'm lying. We weren't going to give you any of our money back. So.
I know, that's why I didn't put it on there for the flex fund, but I was prepared in case you did that to me.
Commissioners, I think what we would like to do right now is accept a motion to accept these state roads that have been recommended to us, and then to retain the flex funds for us to use our own county roads. Isn't that what you guys need from us?
Yes, sir. And then after you all approve those minutes at your next meeting, then we have to have a copy of them. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
I'll make that motion.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Caslin and a second that we accept the recommendations of KYTC regarding the rural secondary program funding for Kentucky 405, Kentucky 258, a bridge deck on Kentucky 258, and a bridge deck on Kentucky 279. That will be approximately $1 million, roughly $1,035,000. I'm sorry, $737,000, and we'll retain $298,000 for use on our own county roads. That was your motion, correct?
Yes.
And that was your second. Any questions? Any comments? County engineer? Anything? Okay. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Jason, you have anything else?
I got a list of upcoming projects if you want me to go through that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kentucky 81 widening, basically in front of the airport there, going down to the roundabout. That project's already been let. Jaeger Materials was a low bidder at $2.85 million. And we have a pre-construction meeting scheduled for that project this Friday, and they'll be starting shortly thereafter on that project.
Okay.
April 27th letting, we have a group asphalt paving project that includes Kentucky 81 West Paris Avenue, which goes from the concrete asphalt section there to Frederica Street. And then we have Kentucky 54 East Parish Avenue from Triplet Street to Litchfield Road. And then the next section is Kentucky 2155, which is 5th Street, and it goes from Center Street to J.R. Miller Boulevard. And that's all I have.
I don't know if you're the person to ask or not, but you're aware of the issue that we've had on Highway 60 West, right? The flooding. Ms. Henderson, you may want to come forward and answer this, but my understanding there is money in the road plan now to do that construction. I believe that there is supposed to be a meeting between Representative Miles, you, the plant manager. I asked her to let me know when that was going on. but would you happen to have a timeline as to how that's going to move forward?
There is no date set yet with the plant manager. I did meet with Representative Miles, and she briefed me on the money that's in the highway plan. When that money is authorized for us to move forward, then we'll get a project team together and start.
I'm assuming authorization, it's in the budget that authorizes it, and it becomes official on July 1 whenever the budget is in place. So that would be a time. Jenny scheduled me a meeting with Ms. Henderson on July the 2nd, so we can talk. This is really important. Commissioner Watson, since he's been here, that's in his district, and we all have pushed and thought we had that taken care of, and till this last flood, this time we closed the plant down, and cost 343 employees their jobs for about a week, and stranded 12 to 1,400 citizens in virtually an island. So it's really important for us to from an economic standpoint and from a public safety standpoint. One other question, and for you or someone, and we have a project out on the east side of the county, which it's a where do those funds come from?
HSIP.
TE funds for a walking path from the hospital toward Yellow Creek Park. We received those funds several years ago due to some negotiation for the right of way. I won't tell you who's at fault. The hospital people were here. When we bid the project, it came in quite a bit higher. That was an 80-20 grant, the best I remember, Mark.
Correct.
80-20 grant. And what we're wondering is, are there some funds that we could apply for that would help fund the overage? And we've been trying to talk, but it's my understanding that our Commissioner of Rural and Secondary Roads, we didn't have a commissioner for a while, so hopefully now that we just hired one, or one just started to work, that we will be able, he will advocate for us with the Secretary of Transportation, and hopefully you as our District 2 engineer will do the same.
Sure, we'll look into different avenues to enhance that money or maybe add to it and try to get the rest of the project funded.
To be honest, we really don't care where the money comes from as long as we get it. That's correct. Okay.
There you go.
Well, welcome to District 2 again. It's nice to have you here, and I look forward to working with you. Look forward to seeing you at our next TAC meeting and MPO meeting.
I'll be there.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Jason, do you have anything else for us? We got a long meeting. So you don't feel like you've got to hang around. You're welcome to stay if you want. But, commissioners, any of you want to have your picture taken? I didn't think so. Jason, thanks for being here. Nice to have you back. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Look,
What about Highway 68 West?
Well, hey, you didn't think I was going to let that one pass.
The Owensboro Health 2017 Community Report.
They just get worser and worser. What in the world? Welcome.
Thank you. I am in for Mr. Carpenter, who's here, but I'm going to just do it to preserve some time for all of us, and I know y'all would appreciate that. Good evening, Judge, Executive Mattingly, Commissioners Watson, Castle, and Codger. My name is Greg Strain. I'm the President and CEO of Owensboro Health. We are here to present our report, but before I begin the report, I'd like you to turn to page 2 in your packet so that I may introduce the Board of Directors that were appointed and elected from four distinct groups. Members appointed to represent the medical staff are Dr. William Harrison, a radiologist, Dr. Mike Yeiser, a pediatrician, and newly appointed member Dr. Bridget Bashirs, who's a neonatologist and medical director for Owensboro Health Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. Members nominated by the community organizations include Mr. Farmer, Mr. Jack Wells from First Baptist Church. It was Bob Farmer, Vice Chair. Was Jack Wells, Jeff Carpenter, and Vicki Stockstill, who's retired Chief Nursing Officer. Members appointed by the city include Terry Woodward of Waxworks, Video Works, Debbie Nunley Winters, former city commissioner, and newly appointed member Gavin Roberts of Kentucky Farm Bureau. Members appointed by the county include Suzanne Harris, CFO of Southern Star, Suzanne Northern Blazar, and newly appointed member and attorney Angela Thompson, who is here with us tonight, as well as Mr. Jeff Carpenter. Dr. Millsaps, an ophthalmologist, serves as a joint appointee of the city and the county. These individuals represent community and hospital very well, tireless and dedicated servants, and receive no compensation for their services. So, since I've already introduced myself, let me begin by saying that this year has been a very strategic year for Owensboro Health, as we've developed the strategic framework, which you have on page 3 of your notes, to build on. We have focused on quality and safety, access and cost containment, and engagement of our patients, physicians, employees, and our community in our region. In front of you, you have the latest, also I'm assuming you have the latest report, annual report in front of you. So I'm not going to go into any great detail there, but look at it from a 10,000-foot limit. We remain focused on our mission to heal the sick and improve the health of the communities we serve. Our vision to become a regional center of excellence by actively listening and participating, partnering to meet the individual and healthcare needs of those we serve. And at the heart of it all, we're our patients, who we take great joy in serving. On page 4, Owensboro Daviess County is where this health system began. But we have grown to become a recognized leader in delivering safe, quality health care throughout the 14 counties we serve. This was apparent with the opening of our health plexes, our newest venture, in Henderson, Muhlenberg, and Hopkins counties. Our region needs access to health care, and if Owensboro Health doesn't provide that access, some health care system will. A strong Owensboro Health regional health care system is good news for Owensboro and Daviess County. It's good for health, the economy, and for jobs. Our recent engagement and partnership with the Marquis Cancer Center of UK is another great example of access to nationally ranked cancer research, care, and treatment available right here in Owensboro. That's great news for Owensboro and Daviess County. We're growing while many other hospitals and health systems are closing or shrinking. That's great news for Owensboro and Daviess County. It's been reported that today there's 17 independent hospitals left in the state of Kentucky. 17. By August of this year, they'll be down to 10, and by next August, there'll be 5 or less. We currently have 2 of those 5 that will be left. We believe that we are stronger today than we've ever been. We also believe that the best is yet to come. This report that you have is a fiscal year report, our last fiscal year report. We're closing in on the end of our fiscal year this shortly in the end of May. So the timing of this is late, but I can tell you that those words I just spoke are no truer than they are today than they were when I wrote them back when we started this project. Let's look at the economic impact of Owensboro Health and our workforce, which cannot be underestimated. On page 5 of your notes, or page 19, I'm sorry, in your handout. Looking at the consolidated financials, we are a $1.7 billion gross revenue engine for Western Kentucky. For the 6th consecutive year in a row, we've had no changes to our financial statements by audit, which is very rare in today's environment. The system's net revenue grew by $26.7 million. Payroll grew by over $15 million, and we spent over $212 million on supplies, utilities, and other costs, much of that in this community. In fiscal year 17, we refinanced our $473 million of debt to save almost $82 million over the life of the bonds. When we went to sell the bonds on the market, we were 25 times oversubscribed which shows that the bond buyers felt that we were an exceptional buy for our bond holders. We were awarded by New York Stock Exchange the Bond Deal of the Year for the Southeast region for 2017. On page 20, we remain the largest private employer west of Louisville. We remain a people business with most of our people living here in Owensboro, Daviess County. To put in perspective our workforce at 4,311, it's almost 18 times out of the Daviess County Fiscal Court, 240 employees, including the detention center. Almost 60% of our workforce resides in Daviess County, while the other 40 residing in outside our primary market. With a payroll of almost $336 million last fiscal year, our employees contributed significantly to the Owensboro-Daviess County economy. Also on page 20 of your report, our community benefit expenditures represents the organization's commitments to the second part of our mission to improve the health of the communities we serve. We have directly or indirectly supported agencies and organizations and schools. Our investments helped bolster the county's efforts and in many cases reduce the burden of Daviess County Fiscal Court in making these investments. We gave over $4 million in charity care with no liability to the county, and over $1.4 million in cash and in-kind contributions with an additional $683,000 in Community Health Investment Program grants. Investments are both targeted and strategic as we do a Owensboro Health Community Health Needs Assessment every 3 years and identify these areas of need, greatest needs in Owensboro Health's community health area. We have a culture of giving that is not just reflected by Owensboro Health and the foundation, Owensboro Health Foundation, but also by our employees. Bicycle helmets to prevent trauma in kids, breast cancer assistance, cancer center transportation, and numerous other programs are funded by the Owensboro Health Foundation. More than 2,600 individuals were reached by our hospitality suites, which we have out at the hospital that we built when we built the new hospital, providing short-term, low-cost accommodations to those with loved ones in the hospitals. About $25 a day at the most. Last year, over 75 tons of food and $17,546 in cash were donated to the Owensboro Health Office by Owensboro Health employees, representing nearly 50% of all of their donations. And last year, over $416,925 was donated to charities and service agencies through our employee giving campaign, including over $154,000 to our local United Way. I personally take great pride in the servant hearts of all of our employees. We believe this past year has been the best one yet, and there's many more to come. Our commitment to this community and its health remains paramount to our success. We are a community, and the community is us. Because of our ongoing support, your ongoing support, we can confidently say we provide health care that is affordable, accessible, and the safest high-quality care. Our plans are to be here a long time as your Owensboro-Daviess County health system. We need to look for new opportunities to be nimble and to grow so that the city and the county will benefit. And I'll just add to that, just as a sidebar, that the things that you hear in the state and in the county and in the country about health care and the problems that people are having, I can tell you there are a number of hospitals in our immediate area that are struggling and having significant issues. And we need to be prepared to support that, encourage that, even help them or even bring them as a part of the Owensboro health system when we can. It's going to be, it really is important to the future growth of the entire region and certainly in our health system. Thank you. Any questions?
Greg, thank you for that report, and I absolutely agree with you. I supported the building of a new hospital with a regional concept because you're either going to grow and become a regional organization, or you're going to struggle like a lot of local and small. I don't know that there are many rural hospitals left in our state because of the changes in health care. I'm going to give commissioners a couple opportunities to ask questions, and then I've got a whole list about 10 pages long that I want to grill you on. Commissioners, any?
I'm okay.
You're okay? You're okay? Oh, so they want me to do all this. Would you put to rest the fact that we have windows popping out and killing people out there?
Yes, sir.
That rumor.
It's actually become a joke for us.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, people come in all the time and say the building's sinking, and we keep saying, but we keep building the 9th floor back all the time. We've not had any windows pop out. We did have an instance, y'all probably may have been aware of, where somewhere a stray bullet did go into one of our windows in the front, and that one we boarded up because they all are custom glass, so we had to have one ordered, and this summer it'll be replaced. That hit on the 7th floor by the elevator bank. Never penetrated the building, which you'd be glad to know that. The bullet actually lodged between the glass and went down, and we recovered it, and we turned it over to the sheriff and the people that needed to see it, to see if it was intentional or just somebody out hunting, and we perceive that somebody was just hunting.
Well, that's one of those urban legends. It will continue to bring great joy to you and your staff, I'm sure.
That and that our soil is jelly, and it's
yeah. You know, my wife had some surgery just and received excellent care from the staff in the hospital, and but I, just because of that legend, I stayed away from the outside windows. Didn't lean on any of them.
Well, they're perfectly safe. I'll tell you.
And you know, I'm sorry I didn't get you these questions so you would have time to prepare for it, but I didn't want anyone out there to think there was nepotism going on in our courtroom.
We've heard that.
Yeah. Tell me how physicians who are not owned by the hospital, the practices are not owned by the hospital, how they have hospital privileges. Do they receive hospital privileges?
Sure they do. They can apply just like any physician would.
And treated no differently than they would be in any other hospital.
Absolutely not.
That's another one of those things that is circulating out in the community.
Those are all approved by the medical staff.
Right.
As
long as they're credentialed properly, they're
all
going to
treated the same way.
Okay. And just for the sake of brevity, and I see Steve Johnson's back there getting antsy in his seat. On your report, those figures, and doggone, I don't have it in front of me. I'll find it. The figures that you give me, and I think I asked this question before. We had I've got it, that you give us for benefits to the underprivileged charity and benefits to the underprivileged medical shortfall. Are those retail values of those benefits? And by that I mean if you apply the discounts that you would apply to that insurance companies that you've negotiated with them, would those figures be less?
I'm going to defer. Take the fifth. No, I'm not. John is here, and John can probably speak from back there and tell you exactly how that's calculated. John?
It's based on the same formula as you would.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. We don't do anything that this guy with the earmuffs on can hear. That's correct.
Yes, the adjustments in the charity is all geared towards so an individual is not treated any differently just because they're self-pay versus a commercial paying patient. And so the normally accrued discount associated with that is eligible and applicable to a self-pay.
That's not what I asked. What I asked was that the benefits that you show here, in other words, the benefits to the community,
right,
to the underprivileged and all that. When you compute that benefit that you show here, is that a retail benefit or is that a wholesale benefit by that I mean, do you apply or would you have applied any discounts at an insurance company? As an example, if they came in and had Blue Cross and Blue Shield and you charged them $100, Blue Cross and Blue Shield might pay $60. So when this person comes in and you have to write off 100%, do you write off $100 or do you write off the $60?
It's all written off. 100%.
Okay, the $100 then is the figure that. So this is a retail cost that you're giving me, and not the wholesale cost. Okay, really that's it. I want to say thank you, guys. Would you ask the folks back there to stand up so we can put a face with a name?
Debbie Johnson is with the community, our community benefit.
I know I appointed her to some committee, and we throw things at each other every morning.
Of course, you know Steve Johnson.
Yep.
Mr. Jeff Carpenter is our board member. Ward Begley is our legal counsel.
Yep.
Mia Suter is our chief administrative officer.
Okay, welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. I saw that John went back there to Steve. Now they're counseling with each other. If you want to change an answer later, just give me a call. All right. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. We look forward to seeing you next year. All righty, and you don't have to stay for any more of this.
Item 2, consideration for approval, A minutes of the April 9th, 2018 court meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, second. Commissioners, you all had a copy of the minutes in your possession for some time. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
B, all claims for all departments.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion, second. Again, Commissioners, you all had a copy of the bills due and payable by Daviess County Fiscal Court in your possession for some time. Any questions of the treasurer? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
C, emergency medical services and ambulance agreement between Daviess County Fiscal Court, City of Owensboro, and ProCareNet, doing business as Yellow Ambulance Service, and an interlocal agreement with the City of Owensboro regarding same.
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion, second. Claude, since you were in the negotiation representing the county, would you want to just briefly, and I think we pretty much hit the highlights of all of that. So
most of it is the same, Judge. It's a 4-year deal. We did this time for the first time negotiate with Yellow Ambulance a subsidy. The first time we've had that. One of the few places. We're one of the few counties who've had no subsidies for quite some time, and this is the first time we've had to do that.
And I think the subsidy is a result of the enhanced
they agreed to add additional ambulances per 24 hours, additional units, and response times were slightly changed.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's also some upgrade training for
some of their training.
So, you know, the $60,000 subsidy that we're putting in there, I don't think you could buy an ambulance to hire people to
not even close.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. And then the subsidy is split between the city and county based on population inside the corporate limits and population outside the corporate
40% county, 60%
so it's
city.
60-40, meaning the city will pay 60% of the 60% or $36,000. The county will pay $24,000. That segues into the interlocal agreement between the city and the county, which spells out how that's divided up, for how long, how it's renewed, and the terms of payment, which they'll build. The city will be there, instead of us paying a part and the city paying a part, the city will pay, and then we will reimburse the city.
And it's up for a 10-year term,
Right.
1 year renewals.
1 year renewals. Any questions? Comments? Chief, you also were in that negotiation. Do you have anything to add, or you pleased it turned out well? I'm pleased. As the county attorney said, in the past, commissioners, when we've gone to these training meetings and people, what was the one thing they always ask after the jail, Mr. Jailer? They ask, what do you guys subsidize the ambulance? And when I'd say nothing, they'd roll their eyes. They were amazed. So I think that the community is going to get a good service under this agreement. So any other question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
DOMU MOU with Vandenberg County regarding transfer of inmates.
Move to approve.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, we have Jailer Maglinger with us. He was approached by the sheriff of Vandenberg County, knowing that on occasion we have some space in our jail. They would like to transport and house their prisoners in our jail when we have room. If they need a space and we don't have a space, we don't kick one out to make room for them. The state reimburses us $31 and change, Art. The state, yeah, it's $31 and change, and $35 is the reimbursement rate with them. So this I think it's number one, it's a good deal. It's going to help keep us full. Number two, it's a better rate, and along with the increase in federal prisoners, we've gone from 10 to 50 roughly, which is almost a $200,000 swing. It's the jail, and this jailer is doing it. He is carrying on the tradition that Jailer Osborne started out there, with the exception that I don't think anybody's escaped yet, right? Okay. Eddie, Claude, you looked over the agreement.
Yes, we made two slight changes in it, Judge, just that were just minor, and those are included and incorporated, and I see no problem with it.
Okay. And Jailer Osborne, if you're watching, I didn't mean any slight by that. Any question or comment?
So
yes,
I have a question. My understanding is that if there's medical bills for any of their prisoners, we pay the medical bills.
They reimburse us.
And then they reimburse us.
That was one of the changes. They had some language I didn't understand, but so we rewrote it so that we understood that we would pay it, but they would reimburse us within 30 days after we had billed.
Okay. I'm just wondering why we didn't just let them pay them.
The question then would be how, because the jail here takes them to the hospital, they look to us for the payment, and
okay.
So
any of those other extraordinary costs as well we are reimbursed on a monthly billing cycle with them. So it's a good, I think it's a good arrangement. It's a standard arrangement. It's similar to the arrangement we have with McLean County.
Yes.
So it's I look forward to this, reducing the subsidy that goes into the jail. I might add, Jailer Maglinger, that you have increased the number of folks you're approaching. Your staff is getting back up to full strength. It was down there for a little bit. And really this contract that we authorized with the state for use of a deputy jailer and some of the prisoners there is good as well. So things are looking up at the jail. Have you got your garden planted yet? Okay. Yeah. Any other question or comment?
Judge, I have one
yes,
question. Don't they bring the inmates here? We don't have any transportation costs.
Yes.
And then they would come and pick them up, I guess, when. Oh, okay.
Art, he's letting you.
Yeah. You need to come up, Jay. I told you, the guy with the earmuffs, he's tough. And who are you, Jailer Maglinger?
Judge, members of the Fiscal Court, Commissioner Coger, you were asking about the method of getting them back to Vandenberg County. There is a method in place, and that's also reimbursed by Vandenberg County to get them to a bus and back to Owensboro community, Vandenberg County.
Looks like a win-win situation. Now they're reimbursing a lot of the expense and the transportation costs and paying us a little more money. So
they are not a lot of it. They're reimbursing all the expenses that we would incur.
Right.
And
these are the lowest level offenders.
Right. That's another good
We don't
point.
know their history, but they're serving state time for lower level offenses.
Right.
Thank you.
Any other question or comment? Jailer, thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Resolution 518, Owensboro Regional Recovery CDBG Grant Funding Application and approval to submit said application.
Motion approved.
I have a motion second, Commissioners. It's pretty much self-explanatory. We were told what this CDBG grant was for, and all we need is your approval in order to submit the application. Any question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
F, Resolution 6, 2018. It's a Kentucky Office of Homeland Security grant for the following projects: Masonville Generator, Mosleyville Radio Receiver Project, and the Curdsville Siren Replacement.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Jordan, is this you? Who is this? Oh, okay, Chief. I wondered what you were doing sitting around. You wanted your turn at the microphone.
Well, I was requested.
Oh, okay.
On the number one project, the Masonville Fire, this is a generator for the Masonville number one station, emergency generator, just to power their station in case we have a power outage, where if nothing else, they could even be a shelter. The second project is a grant for the radio receiver for sheriff's department and fire departments. It's a voter. We have several in the county, throughout the county, and this is just an additional receiver to better our radio coverage. And the last one is for replace a mechanical tornado siren in Curdsville.
Electronic, like we've been doing.
Yes, this is the old mechanical siren, and it's I do know they've had a lot of problems with this one, malfunctioning and not going off, and then there's been times that it goes off and it may go off for an hour before the technicians can get out there and shut it off. So.
These are grants. Are they 100% grants, 80-20?
No, I believe these are 80-20, or 90-10, I believe.
90-10?
Yes.
And who pays the 10%?
The county would be responsible for the second two, and the Masonville Fire Department would be responsible for the first one.
Okay. Commissioners, any question or comment? I think they're all good projects. Good luck. Who's writing the grant?
Different people are writing.
You are? Okay. Sure, come on up. Oh, you're not going to correct the fire chief, because if your house catches on fire, he may not show up.
You can let my house burn.
Okay. He would do. It's not in his blood to allow that to happen.
They've actually, it doesn't require a match. It does not. So if they'll usually, especially if like the two that are infrastructure and the communications, they'll typically fund the entire thing unless you can actually.
Okay, good.
So many places cannot.
Can you get us a dozen of them then?
I'll do what I can.
Okay. All right. Well, that's even better news to everybody concerned. Okay. Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next item.
Add a portion of London Pike to the 17-18 fiscal year roadway resurfacing list.
Move to approve.
Second. I have a motion second. County Engineer Brasher, do you want to just give us a little bit of?
I can.
Yeah.
Yes. We've repaved every road on the list except for one that was approved from last year. We've come to find that we have enough money to cover about an additional mile of resurfacing. With the winter that we've had and the spring that we're having, I've had some conversation with you, Judge, about utilizing that money to go ahead and start working on repairs that we've had from the winter and spring. So we've been fighting London Pike for some time now. It's probably the worst road due to that damage. So I'm asking approval to add London Pike, about a mile of it, to the current existing road resurface list. I'd ask for approval.
Does it take away from any of the roads that we had approved earlier, and it's coming out of that same money? It's just
I try to I try to give enough money for things that come up while resurfacing. Our inspector, he does a great job making sure that the contractor does what he's supposed to do, and they do it in budget.
Right.
So we come up, we have this every so often, so this is a good thing.
So in this year's budget, I can cut by 10% the funds that we were originally going to give you.
You could, but I would ask not.
I thought you were having a hard time hearing. You were going to claim stopped up ears from all this
that's
allergy. Okay. Commissioners, I was out there and looked at that road today a couple of times, and it's in bad shape. We have gone ahead and replaced a couple of pipes, and I guess is it just 2 that we had to replace, or do we have more?
There's just 2 on that section of road that need to be replaced.
Okay,
yes.
so in preparation to go ahead and get it done, so I have a motion second. I would encourage that you concur and allow the engineer to spend the extra money. Any other question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
H. Hire Christopher Howard and Charles Savage as park seasonal grounds maintenance workers effective upon successful completion of pre-employment screenings.
Move to approve.
I have a motion and second. Does this put them at full strength, Jenny? It does. It puts the Parks Department at full strength, so that's good news. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I accept retirement resignation of Mike Turner, AS 400 programmer, effective April 30, 2018.
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion and a second, commissioners. It's Mike is one of the first people I saw when I came here. He came out of the basement up the stairs. A term of endearment for him is lurch, go back to your cave. Mike's going to be missed, but I would say thank you, Mike, for all the years of services you've given Daviess County Fiscal Court. Any comment?
I'll just make a comment. I was told right after I got here that if anything ever happened to Mike, if he ever leaves us, we was going to be in trouble. So what are we going to do?
We are managing the fact that he's leaving us, and that's all I can tell you. Is that correct? Yes, we're managing that. So one of the good things, Commissioner, if you recall, probably back in 2011, 2012, we actually paid a software company to come in and document all the things that we do. That's number one. And number two, what we're looking at doing is hiring a software company to help us manage this issue. And I think in the long run, it's probably going to save us money. So we could have hired another AS400 programmer, but we think going this way is going to save us considerable money in the long run. Any other question or comment? Mike, I'll miss you at coffee when you're gone. Hearing no other comment, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
3, consideration for appointment. 8, to the Greenwood Cemetery Advisory Committee, Gary Adams and Wesley Acton, term 4/19/18 to 4/19/21. Both have served 5 terms.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have, sir.
Judge, if you will excuse me, I'm going to try to return to family court.
Yep. Thank you, County Attorney Porter. Mr. Acton, I'm sorry, Gary. Mr. Adams is out here with us. Gary, I want to personally say thank you for the time that you have given to what is really a very worthy cause out there, the restoration of that cemetery. And I'm sure that I'll see Wesley next month when we do all our memorial celebrations. I would encourage anyone to come to the Greenwood Cemetery. It's really a nice celebration. Typically, it's on a Saturday morning at about 10 a.m. somewhere. It'll be in the newspaper. Yeah, on Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. So I'd invite anybody to come. Thank you. Thank Mr. Acton for us. Any other question or comment? And all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Also to the Greenwood Cemetery Advisory Board, Daisy James, to fill the unexpired term of Emily Holloway.
Move to
Move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, I want to thank Ms. Holloway. She's been a valuable asset, a driving force between what's been done out at that cemetery. I think she decided it was time to go home and rest for a while. And I wouldn't be surprised to see her back. And I know Daisy has been a community activist and volunteer for, gosh, many, many years. She must have started when she was 2 because she could only be 39 right about now. Any question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And just let me, one other thing, Commissioner Coger, I want to thank you for being liaison to the Greenwood Cemetery Board. I know that you have to meet meetings and do other things, so thank you on behalf of the commission. Next item.
B, to the Daviess County Suite Board, term 5/1/18 to 5/1/2021, Josiah Lowe, Brian Reynolds, and Joe Sublett. These
Motion
are
approved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All three of these folks have served various terms. They've done a good job. I know sometimes they get a little disappointed because they don't get to go to too many meetings. This is a meeting as needed kind of board. So I want to thank them for their service and appreciate them agreeing to serve again. Any question or comment? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
4, consideration for discussion, A, other business to be brought before the Daviess County Fiscal Court. I'm not aware of any.
We have none. Good.
B, public comments.
Public comment. This is the time during the meeting in which we invite the public to come forward, step to the podium, identify yourself, and you're welcome to speak on anything other than what was on the agenda. Where's Mr. Public when you need him? Next item.
C, comments by Daviess Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Caslin.
Pass.
Commissioner Wathen.
Pass.
Commissioner Coger.
Pass.
As you folks can probably tell, I wasn't particularly happy with what went on in the General Assembly over this long session. Sometimes I wonder why we give them a second chance in the short session at us, but something's got to give. The state cannot continue to mandate things down to local government and not give us the ability to pay for them or expect us to pay for them out of pocket. Something's got to give. So I'm hopeful that this year or the next session they will do comprehensive tax reform and they will look at some of the ways that they can get the money down to local government. If it wasn't for the business folks that are on this commission, these 3 commissioners and our staff, we would be in the same kind of shape that a lot of our sister counties and cities are. They're struggling right now and really have no idea what they're going to do with the increased pension costs and the other things that have been pushed down. I would say that you guys, and I used the word a minute ago, Commissioner Wathen, we manage the crisis, and that's what you have to do. You look at your assets, you project what's coming in and your costs, and you manage the crisis. And we do not go in, I guarantee you this, and he put the computer up. I had a nugget of wisdom. Oh, you ran out of computing power. I guarantee you this, that we know our exact cost before we go into a project and allow anybody to push us into the point where we've dumped good money into the system and now we can't back out because we're going to look like a bunch of dummies. We don't need anybody making us look like dummies, do we, Commissioner?
No, we've got that under control.
We do that well enough ourselves. So if there's no, let's set it up. If I will be in Washington Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, meeting with various officials and looking to see what happened to the drain in that swamp. If there's no other business to be brought before Daviess County Fiscal Court without exception, we're adjourned.